Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from Monday, November 25th until Sunday, December 1st, and I'm using this Whimsical Plans kit called Autumn in the City. And I chose this kit for this week because I spent Thanksgiving in New York City. So this was a pretty perfect kit for this. As far as the kit goes, not much to say. I've had it for a while and finally had an excuse to use it. I didn't really see any Thanksgiving art this year that I absolutely needed, so this was a good excuse to use this kit. The only thing I don't love is that the bottom washi is like a photograph or something of, it looks like a real sweater, like a photo of a sweater, and then the rest of the kit looks like it's hand-drawn, and to me that's a little weird. But even so, it's a very pretty kit, so I'm okay with that. As far as this week went, let me just say that it was an introvert's nightmare. I was in hell. And I feel like I just need to put a disclaimer. I really care about everybody I spent time with this week. I just am overwhelmed and I need to be alone. I need to be alone so badly. And I just had a lot of time with people and not really any time to myself. And when I did have time to myself, I was cooking, which I fucking hate. So, like I said, I went to New York for Thanksgiving with my boyfriend, and it's at his sister's place. If you've seen some of my other Plan With Me's, I pretty much go there every year, except for last year I didn't, and that was a disaster. Anyway, hence why I don't spend Thanksgiving with my own family. But I went up with him, and it's Manhattan, okay? So we are squeezing, let me count really quickly. 9 people? Is it 9 people? Me, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9 people. Oh my God. Okay, so we are squeezing 9 people into a 2-bedroom Manhattan apartment with like a galley kitchen, like tiny. And it actually used to be a 1-bedroom apartment that was converted into 2 bedrooms. So it's small. There's basically the living room to hang out in. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And that's just really hard for me, and I don't think I will ever get used to it because I've spent my entire life not having to do this. Like, my family, my entire life, we never just sat in a room all together, like with a TV on playing football or music or whatever. Like, it's just so foreign to me, and even though I've done it, I don't know how many times, quite a few times at this point, I'm just not getting used to it, and I need to be alone. And like, sorry, I'm like all over the place, but growing up, I really enjoyed Thanksgiving, but it wasn't like we all just sit and hang out all day. You know what I mean? Like, there would be cooking, we'd have appetizers while things were cooking, we'd have some wine, we'd chit chat, we'd have dinner, and then everybody would go their separate ways. And obviously that's a perk of all of my family, at least at the time, lived very close to each other, so we didn't have to spend a whole fucking weekend together. We could just drive to Thanksgiving and like call it a day. So anyway, just being stuck with people, not going anywhere, not doing anything for 3 days is too much for me. 1 day is my limit. So anyway, and then, so I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, didn't leave until really late Friday, and then Saturday I had to go see my grandmother, and she was insufferable. We've been through this. My grandmother is just, she's very often just like not a pleasant lady to be around. So yeah, this week was just a lot for me, and I don't know, I just need a break. I really need a break. Like, part of me really just wants to take a week off in January to just like recuperate and get my life together, but I only get I get 15 days vacation and 0 sick days, so I don't want to waste like 5 of my days right in the beginning of the year. I already have to waste 2 on, I shouldn't say waste. I have to use 2 on a long weekend trip in January. So already I'm down to like 13 days for the rest of next year. So I can't be just tossing PTO out the window because I want to be by myself. So anyway, yeah, that's really all that happened this week. Like I don't know. I'm not going to start over. Well, you know what? Let's just get into the day by day. And if anything's worth talking about, I will talk about it. So, starting with Monday, the first thing I marked was that I was fucking busy. Work again this week. I think that's another thing that's like, there's just no chill. Like, my personal life is crazy, and this is the craziest work has ever been. Like, in the past, it's just caused me severe anxiety, but now it's causing me severe anxiety, and I have so much fucking work to do. Like, not amazing. And even my boss, she thought that December was going to like slow down and we'd, holidays. No, it's like we have double the work and half the time to do it. So it's not going great. But anyway, I used this new sticker. I apologize. I'm blanking on the shop. It was an Etsy shop. If you care to know, I will, I'll figure it out. Then under that, I just marked fuck student loans. I got it all situated, so it's okay, but they hadn't taken my automatic payment out, and I went through my account, and there was no reason for them not to. Like, it still had it set up, but it said that my last payment was in October and that my next payment was in December. And I'm like, whoa, where the hell is the November payment? And when I was talking to the lady on the phone, she was like, well, I mean, like you're ahead in your payments, so that's probably why. And I was like, that's on purpose. And I said to her, I was like, yeah, because I'm trying to pay it off. And she's like, oh, good for you. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean good for me? It's a loan. I want to get rid of it. You can't just decide to not take my automatic payment. So anyway, they took it out. I didn't accrue any extra interest or anything like that, but I just hate that I have to keep checking up on this because there was a previous time where they changed my automatic payment. Right now I have it set up for $300 a month. It takes $300 away, and I had 2 loans left. I paid one off, but I kept my my automatic payment at $300, and then they only took $187 out. And I'm like, first of all, what an odd number, because they had my payments at $45 a month, and I changed it to $300. So I don't know where the hell they got $187, because I just allocated all the money to the loan that was left, and then they didn't take it out. So I had to manually go in and deduct the remaining amount so that it was $300. It was just pissing me off so much. So anyway, I had to talk to somebody on the phone this day, and it was pissing me off. Like, she basically said, like, oh, well, you're ahead of payment, so that's probably why it didn't come out, which doesn't make any fucking sense. It's an automatic payment that I set for that amount. You don't just get to decide to not take it out. Then after that, I marked that I deep cleaned the bathroom. And, oh God, the shower in this building, or in this apartment, I should say, it's just, I wish I had before and after photos of like when I first moved in and cleaned it. It's just permanently gross. I would have to like spend money to like replace the caulking and all that shit. I'm not doing that. But anyway, I cleaned that this day. Then with this box and cactus sticker, I marked that I did an arm workout and walked 5,000 steps. With this Stick with the Plan Co sticker, I marked that I pulled stickers. With this leftover sticker from, I think, a pink planner shop kit, I marked that I got some Happy Mail. And then the final thing for Monday was that I just hung out with the cats in bed because I was too lazy to do anything else. So it was nice. Moving on to Tuesday, it was just another really, really busy day. So I marked that with this Rabbit Hole Handcraft sticker. And then I was trying to leave at a certain time because I didn't want to work any overtime because I'm salary. So I tried to never go above my required hours. And literally I had 2 minutes left, and this guy called me and like needed help with so many things. So I just marked that this guy ruined me leaving on time with another sticker from this new shop that I was talking about. Then with this Shut Up Stick with the Plan Co sticker, I marked that I did that voiceover again. Then with these glasses from a Glam Planner kit, I marked that Joe brought me cheese because I was cooking something for Thanksgiving, and when I went to the food store, they were out of like the fresh, it's not fresh, I don't know what you call it, like a wedge of Parmesan cheese. They were out of it, so he picked some up for me because I was cooking this evening. Then with this Sticky Perks audiobook sticker, I marked that I was re-listening to Behind Closed Doors, and I'm kind of excited. It's getting to the point where I can reread my favorite audiobooks because I can't remember them. I was looking for like recommendations for my next audiobook, and I want to say that Ilza read this book because I think I was like creeping on her Goodreads to get some inspiration. And so I saw this book, so I click on it, and I've already read it, and I gave it 4 stars. So I was like, okay, I guess I should read this again because I don't remember a fucking thing. And some of it came back to me as I was listening to it, but for real, this is the first story, book, audiobook, whatever you want to call it, that I 100% forgot. I completely forgot it, and it was a joy to listen to all over again. So I did that while I cooked because I needed to make it a little bit fun because I hate cooking. Then with this munchkin, I marked making the cauliflower au gratin, however you want to say it. And that took 3 hours. It took 3 hours from like grating the cheese to cleaning the kitchen. And I count cleaning the kitchen as part of cooking because it's taking up my precious time. So 3 hours to make that dish. And I doubled the recipe because I needed to make it for Joe's family. And then I needed to make it for my grandmother because my grandmother really likes it. Then I switched these 2 stickers, the to-do list and tidy the kitchen, just because I think you can tell why. I wanted to alternate deco. But anyway, I marked that I made a packing list. I was too tired to pack. It was 11 p.m. at this point. So I just made my packing list, and I got a couple things ready to go and got like my duffel bag out and everything. But I just couldn't bring myself to actually pack this night. And then I used a Planning Roses Tidy the Kitchen sticker, even though I technically cleaned the kitchen before making my packing list. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was that I was up at 9 a.m. And again, this is leftovers from a kit. I was a little frustrated with myself because I wanted to wake up at 8 a.m. But because I date someone who's always late, I was fine. I had enough time to get there and then helped him load the car. So I was stressing for nothing, but like, what else is new? Then with another sticker from this new shop that I'm blanking on the name, I marked that I took a shower in the morning because I just prefer to take as few showers as possible at other people's houses, specifically when there is 1 bathroom for 9 people. 1 bathroom, 9 people. Okay. Anyway, so I took a shower in the morning. Then with this emoji, I marked that I packed. With this cat sticker from Once More With Love, I marked that I like set up the cats because my roommate actually wasn't home. She was pet sitting for her family while they were all on a cruise, so I had to make sure that the cats had water and food and all that until I was going to be back on Friday. Then with this munchkin eating a slice of pizza, I marked that on the way to New York. We stopped in East Brunswick to go to my favorite pizza place. It's one of my favorite anyway. I used to go there all the time when I lived in the area. It's just really fucking good, like Brooklyn style New Jersey pizza. So we got a giant pizza and it was delicious. And I haven't been there in 8 years. I haven't been there in 8 years, so that was nice. Then with this taxi deco from a Scribble Prints Co. kit, I believe I marked that we got to New York City. With this emoji playing soccer, I marked that we went outside to play soccer with the kids. And by play, I think I kicked the ball like twice. I'm not a sports lady. And then the final thing on Wednesday with this Papershire cocktail sticker, I marked that I had a couple drinks with my boyfriend's brother-in-law. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked with a rabbit hole handcraft sticker was that I was too anxious to get up. I have gotten better at this, but I still do it every once in a while. I have anxiety when I am the last person to wake up and I hear everybody talking in the living room. I get really nervous about the thought of like opening the bedroom door and everybody looking at me and going, "Oh, there she is, you're awake." Like it really stresses me out. So sometimes I will stay in bed like even an hour longer than I wanted to, just because I'm so stressed out about going out into like where all the people are. Anyway, I swear I'm getting better. With this munchkin that I just cut her head out of the sticker, I marked that I was bored. I was very bored, I will say, and there's nothing wrong with this. It's just not what interests me, and it's not what my family ever did. I never do this, but Joe's family either has like football on, golf on, or, and this is great for them, they take turns putting on music videos. And I do not have a wide range of music that I enjoy. I enjoy very specific music, and that's it. And I want to clarify, they would be more than happy to give me a turn. And Joe even like made a point to play a few songs that he knows I like. But I'm so stressed out about other people like being bored or annoyed or like me ruining someone's fun that I prefer just to not contribute, because I don't think everybody will like my music and I don't want to make them listen to my music. So then I just end up listening to everybody else's music and I hate it. So I was bored. And that's an exaggeration. There are a couple songs that people played that I enjoyed, but a lot of it was like bluesy or country or folksy. I don't do any of that. It's like top 40 pop punk and then like random other stuff, like some Elton John I can do, or like some Queen. But I 100% don't do R&B. I don't do country. I don't do rap. I don't do most things. So I was in hell. Then with this Once More With Love sticker, I marked that it was Thanksgiving. And some of their friends came over for Thanksgiving, which was nice. It was a lot of small talk, but both people were very, very chatty. So I didn't feel like I had to do a lot of work. I could kind of just like sit back a little bit and not have to put in too much effort. So that was cool. But I just marked chatting with new people with this Olive Studio sticker. Then when this emoji, I marked that I'm a fat pig. And I know, I'm sorry. That's stupid. But I was just feeling really, so I already have like body issues, but going to New York, Joe's sister is so fucking skinny. And then her friend who came over, like she gave me a hug when she left, skin and bones. Like I thought I might break her. It felt like I was hugging bird bones. She was so skinny. And it just made me feel like a big, gross monster, which I know I'm not. But it's just really hard being around like 90-pound women. It's hard. Then with this munchkin adding something to her cart, I marked that I did some Black Friday shopping. With this Fox and Cactus sticker, I marked that I did some printer research. I still have not gotten a printer because now I'm concerned that prices are going to just skyrocket next year. I'm hoping not. I'm trying not to panic buy anything. But I did a bunch of research and now I'm thinking that the best printer for me to get is like, it's like $300 and I was trying to spend like $150. So now I'm kind of like, maybe I'll get it in like January, February after I recover from the holidays. So that's still in the works, but there are two printers I'm looking at. One is $129, which is very doable, but the other one I think is just going to be better in the long run. So I'm wondering if it's just worth the investment. So to be decided. Then with this stay up late emoji, I marked that I stayed up until 4 a.m. doing that. Then moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked was that we sat around some more and did some more of the same old, and yeah, was losing my mind. And I used a fox and cactus sticker for that. Then I marked that we had yet another big meal, and I used a turkey from Whimsical Plans. Then with this Coffee Monsters Co. sticker, I marked that Joe's brother-in-law's sister finally came. She's in residency. She's in her residency, or however you say that. So she had to work Thanksgiving, and then she had to work Friday morning. So she wasn't able to join until afterwards, but she and I are friends. So I was happy that she was able to come. Then with this Once More with Love holiday munchkin, I marked that we all took pictures with Santa together, which I actually thought it was fun. If I had known, I would have put on a little more makeup. But actually, like, the pictures could have been worse. But it was fun because we got out. Like, we walked over to the mall, and it was just something to do. And I really needed something to do that wasn't sitting and listening to music videos. Then with another paper shire sticker, I marked that we went out for, like, it was literally on the way, but we stopped at this cocktail lounge place for some like fancy drinks, and that was really fun. I also really, really like Joe's brother-in-law's mother, who also joined us, and she's just really fun. I like talking to her. Then with this emoji holding chocolate chip cookies, I marked that we went back and ate some dessert. We actually had another fucking meal, but basically just dessert for me. And Joe made like some Toll House cookies, like baked them, and they were a hit. I actually didn't have a single one because I was too full, and I ate like other shit, but everybody loved them, so I thought that the cookie sticker was appropriate. Then with this old school scribbler that I've had forever, and I just never knew when I'd ever use her, I used her to mark packing and leaving. With this Munchkin cleaning the litter, I marked that we went to my apartment to take care of the cats, and we got to my apartment at 12 a.m. and I think I finished like doing their litter, cleaning up, you know, getting them food and stuff. I think it took me until 12:45, so we must have gotten to my place at like 12:20. Yeah, probably like 12:20. But it was 12:45 when I got out of my apartment. And then when I get in the car, the first thing Joe says is that like he kind of feels sick to his stomach. And it couldn't be car sickness because he was driving. So I marked that he felt sick. And then actually the rest of that night, he slept on the couch with a bucket because he really thought he was going to throw up. He actually thought about making himself throw up just to feel like comfort. But yeah, I was actually really concerned that he got food poisoning from Thanksgiving, and then I was going to have food poisoning because we basically ate the same stuff, but it was just like a weird thing, and then he was fine the next day. Well, fine-ish. He still felt a little off, but like he ate dinner, he did not puke. Then moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with this sticker, I'm blanking on the shop, I marked that I had to walk to CVS to pick up my antidepressant, and it was very cold. It was very, very cold. Then with the Stick with the Plan Co. sticker, I marked that I was able to get my favorite candy for 14 cents, one of my favorite candies. I think my favorite candy for the last 2 years is the holiday sweet tarts, specifically the holiday ones, because I only like the red and green flavors. I could do purple, but my favorites are red and green. Those are the only flavors in the holiday sweet tarts, and they're a different shape, so they're more powdery. They're not as compact as regular sweet tarts, and I like that powdery texture. Anyway, just throwing that out there in case you're interested. But yeah, I was able to get my other favorite candy for 14 cents because I had CVS bucks or whatever. Then with this Box and Pip sticker, I marked that we drove to see my grandmother, and then my roommate drove from where she was dog sitting to come out with us. So I marked her coming with this Once More with Love sticker. Then with this burger, I think also from Once More with Love, I marked that we went out to eat. We originally were supposed to eat leftovers, hence why I brought a Kringle and a whole thing, a casserole dish of cauliflower. But once I got there, my grandma's like, all right, when are we going? And I'm like, going where? And she's like, to dinner. And I was like, you said you wanted to eat leftovers. And she's like, the food was disgusting. We're going out. And honestly, I couldn't have been more thrilled. I didn't want to eat any more Thanksgiving food. I don't really like Thanksgiving food. Then with this yelling emoji head, I marked that I yelled at my grandmother. I won't bore you with the details, but she did her signature move where she goes, oop, better not bring up politics, which makes me want to strangle her. And then she also brought up how she believes in God, and that's the other rule. She's not allowed to talk about God with me. I will rip her fucking head off. And I did in public, but that's just, she is an instigator. And she will only listen to you if you yell. It's really annoying. But I will not sit there while she tells me about all of her godly experiences. I will flip a fucking table. Then with this emoji, I marked that I baked the cauliflower because even though we didn't eat it, I wanted to heat it up. And I should mention that on Tuesday, I was prepping the cauliflower. Like I cooked the cauliflower, cooked the sauce, put all the cheese, the breadcrumbs, all that shit, but never baked them because I think they taste better if you bake it right before you eat it. So I baked the cauliflower so that she could have it for the week. And she did. She ate it. So I was happy. I was going to be a little pissed off because I doubled the recipe for her. But yeah, so that worked out. Then with this emoji eating chocolate and a cookie, I marked that we had a bunch of desserts because my roommate brought one of those like variety platters of cheesecake. So we all just like picked at it with forks to try all the flavors. And we had the Kringle and we had something else that I can't remember. But anyway, way too many desserts. Then with this box and cactus sticker, I just marked that I couldn't socialize anymore. I was so done. I was just like slumped in the car. And I marked that we ran some errands because Joe needed to make a couple stops on the way back. And I just couldn't move. I was almost in shock from just being around people for that long and making so much small talk. And I hate small talk. I don't do surface level. And I should also mention that like Joe's dad is very sensitive. He only likes talking about happy, positive things. And I'm not a happy, positive person. So it really limits what I can talk about. And it's also very exhausting having to censor myself. And I have to censor myself a lot because I basically can't say anything that I say to you guys. I cannot say in front of his family. And so it's hard. Then finally, moving on to Sunday, just really quickly, I slept in and I used a Prairie Planner sticker for that. I scrolled on my phone, used an emoji, another Prairie Planner sticker because my roommate texted me saying that the fire alarm in my room was beeping. And like I've mentioned a million times, my ceilings are 1 billion feet high. So Joe came over with his ladder and he is 5'11". He was standing on the last rung, and it's not the world's tallest ladder. It's not the kind that you put on the side of a house, but it's a decent height ladder. Even him on the tallest rung on his tippy toes, he could just reach the fire, the smoke detector with his fingers. So yeah, I would have never, ever been able to do it without him, and I just really didn't want my landlord coming in. And also, I don't know if you guys remember, but the last time my smoke detector needed a battery or whatever the hell it needed, my landlord hired a TaskRabbit who came 2 separate times, couldn't figure it out, and then permanently put fingerprints all over my ceiling. So that I just didn't want to go through that again. And I also have severe anxiety about everything, I'm sure you've gathered, but about someone like in my bedroom when I'm not home. So Joe was like, let's just go over and do it ourselves. And I'm really glad he did. I'm looking at it right now. It was dangling off the ceiling because it didn't fit properly and the screw wasn't the right size. And Joe put in a new screw. So now it's flush to the ceiling and it looks so much better. So that ended up working out in my favor, even though it was the last thing I wanted to do. Then with these Happy Munchkins, I marked that he and I just went window shopping around Center City, kind of getting ideas for like Christmas and whatever, but we didn't buy anything. With this Sticky Perks pizza, I marked that we went to Little Caesars, which I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite, but he really likes it and he always lets me pick the food. And it was like $5 for a large pizza, so we just split that. Then with this leftover deco, I marked that we watched the movie Abigail, which I really liked. I thought it was fun. And then we watched some old episodes of Real World versus Road Rules, season 4, which will eventually be the MTV Challenge. And then the final thing on Sunday was that I got 3 hours of sleep, and I used an emoji for that. So that is everything for this week. Yeah. Holiday season. Gotta love it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.